Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at our Hollywood Racks Destination 4-bike platform rack here on our 2019 Ford Transit Connect. This is going to be a great entry-level bike rack that gives you the stability of a platform rack, but at the price point of a hanging rack actually. We'll talk about those features, but we're going to focus on our van here today so you can see how it works with it and then make the best choice for you, your different types of bikes, and your vehicle. So like most of the bike racks in this price range, this one does not tilt away. So if you need to access your hatch, you are going to have to take off your bike. Now, what types of bikes can you carry with this bike rack? Well, we have our normal road bike here. This does have a weight capacity of 35 pounds per bike, so if you do have extra heavy electric bikes, probably not going to be the best fit for you. We do have 3 touch points though. 1 and 2 are going to be your straps for your wheels, and then the third one is going to be this frame mount. I like the design of the frame mount because compared to some of those other entry-level bike racks, they have hooks that come down here and then you can't carry your bikes in different frames and sizes. This one has a 360-degree rotation. So depending on your frame or where you want to connect it, you can move this up, down, left, right, and even around just to get that to fit around there. Now when you want to take off your bike though, you actually start over by the wheel straps. So here, you just press a lever and then that disengages the strap, allowing you to take that out and swing it out of the way of your spokes. With the straps off, we are now going to take the frame mount off. So this can be a little bit tricky, especially if you have multiple bikes on there. I like to just wrap my elbow around the frame to support it as I press on that lever and then take that strap out. And then we're just gonna twist this mount over, making sure the bike doesn't tilt towards the vehicle. You're gonna have to figure out the best way to get this over. Good thing the mast is on the short side just to make it a bit easier for you. Now that the bike is off, can we now open up our hatch? Well, as you can see, the mast is still going to be in the way, so we're gonna have to take that down. To do so, you have this knob right over here. You wanna turn the knob just enough where it loosens and gives you clearance to twist or take this stand out of the way. Then you're going to tighten that knob right back down, and now you can bring this mast down. So you have different choices here. You can use a wheel strap, you can use a frame mount strap, whichever one you pick to secure your mast. Just rotate with that so you don't get too much wear and tear. Notice the way they designed their cradles. They have it not where it's a traditional cradle, but more like a wing. And that's so that it can adjust to different wheelbases of different lengths. The maximum wheelbase you can carry with this is going to be up to 48 inches. You secure the bike by the wheel, and this also has the rubber pad on it. That way you have extra grip and traction on those wheels. And with the mast down, we can now open up our hatch. So that way we can get into there, grab whatever we need. If we need to grab our larger items, we can do so. The downside is that we did have to take our bikes off, but even those bike racks that tilt away, those don't tilt away far enough because the door is so large. So really the only bike rack that you can still open up the door with bikes on would be those that swing away like the Rocky Mounts backstage. While this does look like a large bike rack, it's actually very compact for a 4-bike platform rack. How compact? Well, let's take some measurements. I'm gonna measure from our bumper here to the end of the rack by these nice white reflectors, and that sits at 42 inches of length. So if you're backing into your garage, trying to park into a tight spot, that's a measurement to keep in mind. Another measurement though is going to be ground clearance. So I measure ground clearance at the end of the wings, at the end of the rack, and that's going to be 18.5 inches here. At the center of the rack, it's going to be 23 inches, but compare that from where the shank is. And the shank is only 10 inches off the ground. So you do have this shank rise. Helpful when you go up those steep inclines like those driveways or those hills, because when your front goes up, your back goes down, and you want to make sure that your bikes don't hit the ground. This is a pretty good ground clearance actually. Now what if you're not planning on going out for a ride just yet, but you also don't want to take your bike rack off, or you want to get it all set up inside of your garage before you hit the road? Well, we do have this knob and this pin and clip here that will allow you to move the bike rack up into the compact position. So you want to rotate this bolt so that it pops out, and then you can leave it hanging there as you lift up on the rack. For a 4-bike platform rack, this is very lightweight. Once we have it up in the upright position, we're again going to put that bolt right back in. This is a very important step because it's threaded. You want to make sure it's nice and secure, and that way you don't have movement while it's folded up. So this rack has a 2-inch shank which fits into our 2-inch hitch receiver. Since we're down here, let's take a quick look at that. We use a 3/4 inch socket to tighten down the anti-rattle bolt, and then you also have this lock at the end. So the way that Hollywood Racks does it is they do have this locking kit with a cable lock that goes around the bikes, and then they go into that locking anti-rattle bolt. So make sure to keep that nice and secure. To demonstrate how that works, this takes out the movement side to side of the bike rack, but you may get a little bit of up and down movement. So if that happens, I do recommend either double checking these bolts over here or even getting a hitch tightener to clamp down for that up and down movement. But you can see with it folded up like this that it's a lot more compact compared to when it was brought down. So clearance, we have plenty of clearance between our door and our bike rack. That's going to be about 8 inches away, so plenty of clearance there. The length this now adds to the back of the car though is from the bumper to the end of the bike rack, almost 16 inches. So you can see there's a big difference if you do want to drive around town real quick and get some groceries but not take up too much space. This is the position you'll have it. Also, this is how you're going to store it in your garage. Well, again, for a 4-bike platform rack, this is very compact. Notice with it folded up, it doesn't even go above where your rear windshield wiper is. So you're still going to have that full visibility through your rear window. Now for width, the taillights are still visible since it's not that wide. What it will cover is a little bit of your backup camera, which is offset to the passenger side and is right in that opening of the bike rack. So you'll still have a really good view through your backup camera, although you will see a bit of the bike rack. If that's going to be a major issue for you though, you can just drive with it in the down position. So my personal thoughts about the Hollywood Racks Destination 4-bike platform rack is I'm really a big fan of it as an entry-level platform rack, because rather than getting a hanging rack, which has its own pros and cons and can be really difficult to get multiple bikes on there, this gives you that great stability, and you have some good features like how it is designed with like that wingspan, as well as the small or short mast for your frame mount. Of course, the downside to this is you do not have it where it tilts away. You can't carry extra heavy bikes. We do have 4-bike platform racks that can carry heavier bikes. You may want to check out the Yakima Stage 2 platform rack with the add-on, or the Kuat Transfer V2 as other options. But all in all, I think it's a solid rack where you can carry around multiple bikes and not have to worry about them while you're on the road. And that was a look right here at our Hollywood Racks Destination 4-bike platform rack on our 2019 Ford Transit Connect.